This is a very creative way to use a cup.
Right? Isn't it?
Welcome to our lab where we take boring things and make them exciting.
And where we take exciting things and make them spantabulous. Oh, now, Emily, I have this thing. And what is it?
It is a cup.
That's right, it is a cup. Now, what do you do? What can you do with this cup?
Well, you can drink out of it.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
But did you know that there are other ways that you can use it?
Other ways you can use a cup? A styrofoam cup?
Yes.
What ways?
Well, you can use it as a microphone. Hello, hello.
Hello? No.
And you can use it for a hat.
Oh,
And
very
there are
useful.
all kinds of ways. You can draw on it and put a flower in it.
Oh, you could cut out the hole and make a micro telescope?
Yes.
There are so many ways. Do you know? We are learning about a new word called creativity. And creativity is looking at things in a new way. And you were looking at a cup in a new way because you could look at it and say, oh, that's a cup. That's all it does. That's all it will ever do. But you came up with so many ways, and I have some ways that you can use it. Now, first, what we're going to do is I want you to scoop a couple scoops of this into there. And while you do that, I'm going to squish your cup. So you're going to put, do you know what you're putting in there? It is borax. And borax is kind of like a cleaning clothes thing. We are using it to make stuff. And you're going to mix that until it is clear. We add a little bit of water. And then we plug our ears. And then sometimes you have to mix it. Perfect. Now, what you can actually do is you can take two of these and you can put a glue in them. Come on, blender. And then you add food coloring. Okay, now we stir it. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh,
Mine is pink.
oh, it's very lovely. Then you are going to add some of the glue, but not all of it. This is where it gets a little messy. Add some of it, and then you're going to mix it into the foam. Once you have it all mixed, then we are going to take a little bit of this borax and water liquid and pour it in. And then you mix it again. Look at that. And the more you play with it, then the less gooey it will be. It will dry.
This is super fun. And Brenna, this is a very creative way to use a cup.
Right? Isn't it? And you know, just like we were creative in using a cup, you can be creative when you do your chores. So instead of saying, oh, I have to do the chores again, I have to go clean my room, I have to go sweep the floor or whatever you have to do. Instead of saying, oh, that's what I have to do, you can go, okay, how can I do my job in a new, creative, and fun way?
So you take a handkerchief or something soft that won't break and you throw it up in the air and everyone does something like dance or like kick, but not anyone. When it touches the ground, then everyone has to freeze, and if they don't, then they're out. And you can see how many creative things that you can come up with.
Part of creativity is being able to look at something ordinary and see it in super cool ways. So this is a popsicle stick. But what you guys can do is get you and your family and friends and get in a big circle or a tiny circle, and you guys can sit and grab the popsicle stick, and you guys can take turns saying, using your imagination and saying something that it is. So I could sit and I could say, this is a baseball bat. And then I would pass it to Emily or whoever was sitting next to me, and I could say, what do you think this is?
I think this is a log.
Oh, very creative. And then she would then pass it to whoever was beside her, and they could say, oh, well, I think that this is a telescope. And you can just keep going until you guys run out of things that you think that this thing is.
So you take string and you put it in a path, and you take a chair and put it in the path. And so everybody has to get around the chair without doing the same way.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna get your friends or your family, and you're gonna get in another circle. And you're going to get a beanbag or a ball or something that you can pass and it won't break. And you're gonna sit there and you're going to say beast, fish, or bird. You don't have to say that. You just have to say something in that category. So I could, if I'm sitting across from Emily, I could toss this to her and I could say bird. And she has to then say some type of bird. What's a type of bird?
Blue jay.
A blue jay. And then she can either pick a fish, a bird, or a beast, and she's gonna say one of them, like beast. So then when I catch it, I have to think of a beast, like a cow. And then you keep going, but you can't repeat. And so you have to see how fast you can think of a fish, a beast, or a bird.
Sea creatures. Shark. Whale. Killer whale.